Good morning, everyone, or good afternoon. I'm so used to doing this in the mornings. I just wanted to say hello and introduce myself for those who don't know me yet. My name is Cindy Burns, and I am a life coach for widows. And yeah, you're going to see me swatting at flies. It's that time of year. So, um, I wanted to show you. Okay, we're talking about the definitive timeline for grief, right? A lot of you are familiar with this: denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. Well, that's not a definitive timeline. Not all of us go through every one of those stages. Not all of us go through the stages in that order. We may bounce back and forth between a few. We may feel, we may go through denial and bargaining at the same time, anger and depression at the same time. There's just everybody's path is different. And I Googled um, definitive timeline for grief. And you know what? I was right. There isn't one. The reason I wanted to talk about this today is because I was going through a lot of the questions that I've been receiving. When somebody wants to join the Facebook group, Widows Support, what is it? Oh, I can't remember what it's called now. Widows Support Group, Finding Purpose. When somebody wants to join that, I ask a few questions. One is for your email address, and that's so that, I mean, you don't have to give it, but it really is helpful to both you and me, because I know not everybody goes into the group on a daily basis. And I just want to be able to, if there's something important, I want to be able to show you, or, send you an email telling you about it, or sending you a wrap up of the week, that kind of thing. So I do not sell your email address. I do not spam you with it. The most you'll get from me is one a week, unless there's something special going on. And then I might send a couple more than that. But for the most part, it's one a week, or even just twice a month. So you're not going to get tired of me, I hope. Um, but so the email gets asked for. I ask where you found me and how long you've been a widow. And I really would like at least the how long you've been a widow part. I really would like an answer on those. We've had people from 1 day to 18, 20 years. And then the other question is, what is the one question you'd like answered? And the vast majority of them are, I'm sorry, my voice is doing its thing again. But the vast majority of the questions I get asked are, when am I going to start feeling better? When does it stop hurting? I saw one the other day that said, when am I going to, what is it? I want to get it right. When am I going to be able to have fun again? They're all based on when. When is it going to stop hurting so much? When is it going to get better? Well, everybody's when is different. Everybody's when depends on your own personal personality, I guess, personal personality. It It all depends. It depends. That's the best way you can say it, is that, some women, they may hardly look like they're grieving at all, but you don't know what's going on below the surface. You don't know what's going on as they're lying in bed at night. You don't know what's going on in their minds as they're driving their car and a certain song comes on the radio. Everybody is different. What triggers each person is different, and there is no timeline. There's no expiration date on grief. There's no timeline that you can say, okay, you will start feeling better at this date. You will start feeling better here. By this time, you'll be fine. You won't even hardly think about it. Well, that's a bunch of baloney. My husband passed away. I don't like that. My husband died 10 years ago or 11 years ago this month. And I think about him all the time. There hasn't been a day when I haven't thought about him. Of course, especially doing what I'm doing now, a lot of it gets brought to the surface because it's my way of helping you by feeling what I need to feel in order to identify more closely with you, with what you're going through at the time. That said, if it's 18 to 20 years, 15 years out, even 10, and you're still in the depths of it, you're still crying all the time, you can't function or you don't function well, that's a time when you need some kind of help. You need to talk to your doctor. You may be undergoing depression. You may be having what they call prolonged grief or extended grief or even delayed grief. I had a bit of delayed grief myself. I grieved hard for about 2 to 3 months. And then after that, things in my life and in my children's lives started kind of spiraling out of control. And while I still grieved for my husband, while I still thought about him constantly, I had other people to think about than myself and how I felt. So I had to be there for other people in my family. And sorry, somebody's commenting. Let's see. The guilt of having fun again is so great. That's true, but you shouldn't feel that way. I mean, would your husband want you to be miserable and never to have fun again? I kind of doubt it, unless he was a total narcissist and just, wanted it always to be about him all the time. I very much doubt that he would want you to be morose, just walking around like a sad sack all the time. There has to come a time when you can feel happy, you can have fun, you can smile. My family is a bit warped. We have a very odd sense of humor, and most of it came from my husband. He had a very dark sense of humor, and he would have been so proud of us because we didn't stop laughing. We didn't stop smiling. Nothing was taboo. We made jokes about anything and everything. And now that may be I can't think of the word. I should have practiced this. Some people may be offended by our sense of humor, or offended that we were actually laughing at the wake, or, you know, but that's not us. That's not who we are. My sons and myself, we're just not that way. Yes, I mean, there were tears, definitely. But for the most, I'd say it was 50-50. I was either laughing or crying. It's the way it was. Now, you maybe spent the first 6 months doing nothing but crying, but you should start feeling a little better as time goes on. And if you don't, reach out to me. Send me an instant, direct message, comment. Let's see, you have to give yourself permission to go on living and have fun. Exactly. You and you alone will know when the time is right. Very smart, Lucia. That was very good. Yeah, because you only know yourself. No, he wouldn't want you to live that way, but okay, you're guarded and in who you trust, being with, able to have fun with. That's true. That's true. I mean, certain things I definitely wouldn't joke about if I didn't know you well, or if I did know you well and knew that you would be offended at some of the jokes, some of the things I might think is funny. Then yeah, definitely I would be a little guarded as to who I spoke to about it and what I said. I love this give and take. I love this back and forth commenting. I'm not used to it. I guess maybe the afternoon is better than the mornings, huh? Now, I generally try to keep it to 15 minutes, but I'll stay on as long as you guys keep having comments and questions. And just so you know that this is also being streamed live to YouTube. And it's also going into the Facebook page, business page, Widows Finding Purpose, and also into the Facebook group that we have. So you can't get away from me. But yeah, I think trying to set yourself to a certain timeline is wrong, because it just doesn't happen that way. People are individuals. People are your own personality plays into it. Your past plays into it. How you were brought up makes a difference. I know my mother. See, my father died 10 years before my husband did, exactly to the day. And she died. I'm trying to think. She died in 2013. My father died, so 12 years later, and she was missing him terribly at the end. She was ready. She was ready to be with him, and I wasn't ready to lose her. She was only 75, 76, 76, and it was hard to lose her so soon after losing my husband. He died in 2011. She died in 2013. Yes, Facebook user said, it's been 5 months and it hurts. Yeah, it will. it will for a while, and you won't be able to see the light at the end of the tunnel because there isn't really one, because it will always hurt. You just get, I don't want to say you get used to it, but you kind of do. You get to the point where it doesn't hurt as much, where you can get through a day without tears. Excuse me, my nose itches. I used to tell my husband, when your nose itches, you're going to kiss a fool. So anytime I said my nose itched, he'd give me a little kiss. Somebody else, oh, people think if I'm smiling or laughing, then I'm fine, and I'm not. Oh, Diana, you have to give StreamYard the permission. If you go back up to the top of the post, just under the just above the video, it'll tell you how to do that. And you only have to do it once, because once you've done it, then it's done. StreamYard recognizes you going forward. But yeah, smiling or laughing does not necessarily mean you're fine. It may just mean you're fine in that moment, or you've learned to hide away the part of you that's in excruciating pain. Yeah, just because somebody appears to be fine doesn't mean they are. I've had people ask me, you know, their fathers died, and they've asked me, well, my mother doesn't appear, she doesn't seem like she's grieving him at all. You don't know what's going on behind closed doors. You don't know what's going on when you're not around. She may be hiding her tears, hiding her grief away from you so as not to cause you any more pain. And that's I think that's going to be something maybe we'll talk about next week, is how to share your grief with someone else. Like if you're the daughter or the son and your mother, is grieving, and you want her to know that you're grieving too, but you don't want to get her upset about it. There's ways to do it. There's ways to be there for her. And I think we'll talk about that next week. So if I forget, somebody remind me, please. All right. I am going to go. I've been going on for about 18 minutes now. I can't believe it's been that long. I don't feel like I said nearly what I wanted to. But please feel free to continue to comment and ask questions, either on the page or in the group or in the comments of YouTube, and I will reply to you. If I don't, it's for some reason, there were so many or whatever, and I missed it. So if I don't reply to you and you want to reply, you want an answer of some kind, just, give me a nudge, tag me in your post, send me an direct message, private message, and I'll get back to you, okay? Hope you all have a wonderful rest of the day and a wonderful week. And, I'm here for you if you need me. Bye now.